Alright guys, welcome back. As always, I'm your host, Otomi Heartstealer Kai, and we're getting right back into Ninja Shadow Shall We Date. Last time we played this, we just, Saki just took off, Kagura's eye patch, and he's acting a little bit different than his shy little self. And I'm kinda concerned about that. And we're going on our first mission tonight. So, how about we continue? Kagura's once skittish way of speaking was now more confident. The words just naturally flowed from his mouth. Ko was the one who wanted me to do this. I'm just following orders. Even though I was a bit annoyed that Asagi was putting the blame on me as always, I was even more concerned with the look in Kagura's eyes. It's hard to explain. Sandy was the first word that came to mind. Oh, Kodin? Kagura's eyes were shining with euphoria. Then Kagura explained to me, examined me from top to bottom with a leering expression on his face before scuffing at me. Can Ko really kill someone with tiny arms like that? Well, I guess a little danger is unavoidable when we play like this. We don't want things to get too dangerous though. Well, I guess you're an exception. Glad you could understand. It's going to be so boring sitting back and watching instead of killing the target myself though. Is this really the same Kagura I know? He's like a completely different person. I stood motionless in shock before Kagura, who was now so talkative. Since I was really responding to anything going on, Kagura walked away from me as if he had lost interest. Alright, well, good luck with the backup. See you later, Kagura. I really wish I could join in for the killing, but if my lord wants me to be the lookout, then I'll be the lookout. Now, I can't wait for Kagura to come out for his stories. I would love to read his stories and figure out what the heck is up with that. Kagura left us with those disturbing words and faded into darkness. Was that really Kagura? It was hard to believe that he was the same person who was helping me out with work because back at Miko's salon. After Asagi noticed how astonished I was as I watched Kagura walk away, he let out a sigh and looked down at the ground. I really don't know the details myself, but Kagura's personality apparently changed whenever he removed the eye patch. Unlike how Kagura normally is, he becomes a bit more aggressive and warlike. But hey, Makoto has a lot of confiding in Kagura's skills. So have you figured out who's going to be the real problem here? Have you figured out who we should be really worrying about? After Asagi's final words were obviously filled with ridicule. So now's your chance. If you want to run away, what are you going to do? After taking the jab, I glared right back at Asagi. How about we tell him we're going to do better than Kagura? I get that Kagura is a pretty tough guy, but so am I. I argued as I stared into Asagi's eyes without even wincing. I was the top in my village. I can handle myself. Whoa, look at Mr. Confidence over here. Alright, let's see what you're made of. Asagi left me with those words before suddenly looking down below from the rooftop. Following closely behind, I also glanced down in the direction he was looking in. I saw a man walking with his sword in hand. I assumed now he was the next target. We gave each other a nod and jumped off the roof together. Ew, we choose the right thing. That's pretty good. Now let's continue. The story's getting really good. Yes. The only reason you're seeing those pop up, because I'm recording this part right after I just did the last one. So, I already used my scrolls for today, so I'm using the extra ones I have to record other parts, so we can get a little bit farther in the story. I really like the story. Asagi and I were now watching the target's every move from the shadows. The man stared at his sword as if he were in a trance. It were almost as if he was possessed. No doubt he was looking for the next victim. Instinctively cast my gaze on Asagi. He promptly gave me a nod in order to keep me in check. By ill fortune, the target noticed a townsperson walking this way. Oh no. We were vigilant. We could not let ourselves be seen by the townspeople of Nagasaki. As a vigilant, we were required to kill anyone who learned of our true identity. What should I do? The target began to leisurely approach the townsman. And there goes the villager. Without even hesitating for a moment, he drew his sword over his head. The townsman noticed and let out a piercing scream, which echoed through the area. At the moment, Asagi pulled out a card out of his pocket. He then drew a pentagram over the card and threw it. He drew it right before it reached the hands of the target. It transformed into a blue ball of flickering fire. The flames hit the man's hand, causing him to drop his sword to the ground. So this is the power of a diviner. That was amazing. While I stood there in complete astonishment, the townsman soon dashed off in panic. The target quickly picked his sword up back off the ground. He yelled out to us if he had figured out we were hiding. I know you're there. Come on and fight like a man. The bloodlust seeping from Asagi was enough to cause a chill run down my spine. Asagi made sure the coast was clear. Perhaps thanks to Kagura working hard behind the scenes, there aren't a soul in sight. Asagi was first to appear before the man. I followed soon after. His smirk slowly drew across the man's face the moment he noticed us. So I'm guessing you guys are part of the Nagasaki Vigilant that I keep hearing about. Perfect. I was looking for someone worth killing. Killing you two is only going to add to the value of the sword. How if you two have already said your prayers? The man got into stance and took a step forward. With the iron fan in hand and an annoyed expression on his face, Asagi glared at the heavy-breathing man. I pulled out my chain and sickle as well. However, I was second too late. I'm going to cut through those little arms like a twig they are. The man's sword came flying down from above. Right when I tried to reflect his attack with my chain, the sickle that I had just pulled out. Yay. This is pretty good. I would love if they actually made these games into an anime. I would love this. This would, I think under these, this would technically be a reverse harem since you're the main, there's one girl and multiple guys. So this technically I would think of Orange High School Host Club, some other reverse harems. The moment we need to think of them, we can't. Vampire Knights, basically. I think that's a reverse harem. Maybe? Diabolical Lovers, and like so many more I've seen. Even Prince of Stride is one, I think. But Princess, if you guys haven't seen Princess Stride, go watch it. It's by Funimation, and it's really cool. And I think J. Michael Tanneman's voicing in it too. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the voice of Sebastian, Zarbon, and some others. And I think he's pretty cool. He's one of my favorite voice actors ever. So, okay, I got off track. Let's continue this. Before I could even prepare myself to the incoming attack, Sagi jumped out in between us. He blocked the sword with his iron fan while protecting me from harm. I've never seen a weapon like that before. I can't believe how fast Asagi is. Pull yourself together, circle behind him. Okay. I let Asagi handle the target while I swiftly shot into the darkness. Asagi reflected one slash after another with his iron fan. Rather than appearing to be some sort of weapon from battle, the fluttering fan gently glided through the air, appeared as if we were being used as part of some kind of Shinto ritual. Asagi appeared reflected in dodge the brutal swing of the sword. I could tell that Asagi was not only a high-level diviner, but he was also very skillful when it came to fighting with a sword as well. I don't know how to put it. It's beautiful. I know that he's fighting right now, but it's just so beautiful. I stared at Asagi with my eyes open wide in astonishment, so I tried to focus on immobilizing the target with my chain. But the target was a really good fighter. It was just as Makoto had said. He was probably soon be able to get away even if I were somehow able to wrap my chain around him. Not only that, but Asagi was so quick that he wasn't giving me a signal to do anything yet. I could not even predict Asagi's next movements. All of a sudden, Asagi leapt to the side and was enraged of the target's attack. The target also leapt back as if he had noticed what was going on. The man landed right next to where I was standing. I had been waiting behind him while waiting for my chance to strike. That isn't good. I suddenly realized that it was now I who was wide open, and I naturally began to get flustered. As if he had also noticed that I was not wide open, the man swung his sword at me. Oh no! I prepared my chain and sickle and got into stance. But Asagi was ready, standing right before me once again. I heard the sound of clashing metal as his iron fan hit the sword. Did Asagi just protect me? I leapt back and tried to get my breathing under control. It was at the moment that I had come to certain realization. Asagi hasn't been using his weapons as a diviner except for the very first attack. I wonder why. Isn't this supposed to be an exceptional diviner? The question lingering in the back of my mind was suddenly erased when the sound of Asagi's metal fan knocked the target's sword up to the ground. Asagi was spread the iron fan open and gave a vanishing blow. It were almost as if he were elegant performing some sort of dance, roast in the flames of perdition. Whoa. And I can just I'm imagining all this happening in my mind too. That is cool. I love this game, how it makes it, these games just make it so your brain actually thinks of these scenarios. It's cool. Don't you guys think? Yes. The man's life had come to an end as he collapsed to the ground. His body rolled into the darkness of the night. However, there was still something bothering me. Asagi is obviously better than me when it comes to martial arts, but I was kind of expecting him to use his skills as a diviner more when we fought. We're going back now. Asagi put away his iron fan and leapt up onto the rooftop. I followed closely behind him in a panic and asked him about what had been on my mind. Asagi, why didn't you use your skills as a diviner? Asagi slowly frowned in response to my question. He averted his gaze and gave me an ambiguous answer in a tone that could only be described as bored. A weakling like that isn't worth it. I know Asagi is strong and all, but you were too slow and you stood around too much. Were you seriously the best ninja in the entire village? Asagi certainly spewed that out in the center of a mean, piercing gaze. I naturally stiffened up to the sound of those words. It were as if he were personally disrespecting my brother. It's not easy trying to help out someone who tries to fight all by themselves without even stopping for a moment. Blaming me for your experience? Is that how it's going to be, Ko? A sharp surged through my body. I felt myself once again pinned up against a wall. What's this up with this guy being pinned up against a wall so much? Asagi had cornered me at the end with no escape. No approach me with a grimace. I hate it when people stick their nose in my business. I'll guide you as your instructor, but I want to keep our distance. The tone in his voice was even colder and more distant than usual. I began to ruminate over all sorts of different things as I stood there fearing that Asagi wouldn't figure out that I wasn't really a man. There is something about Asagi that I am not seeing. There's a hidden side to him, unknown to me, and it really worries me. When I looked into into his piercing eyes, I felt as if I were looking into bottomless swamp deep within him. After reporting to Makoto, Asagi immediately returned to the Himuru Shrine. Now both mentally and physically tired, I walked out in the hall and headed back to my room. Oh, Ko, how was your first mission? At that moment, Ukyo came walking this way from the other end of the hall. Ukyo, what are you doing here? I came to update Makoto on how my mission went. Hey, what's up with the gloomy face? Ukyo let out a cheerful laugh as he took a closer look at my face. Ukyo's cheerful behavior helped me relax, and I slowly let out a sigh. I didn't know what to do with Asagi. I can't figure the guy out. So the mission was a success, thank goodness, but Asagi, he's not a bad guy. Have my word. Ukyo sent me a carefree smile. How should I deal with him? Is there any advice you can give me? Advice? Telling you the truth, I joined the Vigilance after Asagi, so I don't really know exactly what kind of person he is. But he's an excellent diviner and a good martial artist. You can really count on him, isn't that enough? Yeah, I know that much, but hearing Ukyo say that reminded me of how Asagi acted during our first mission. He's an excellent fighter and all, but there's something else about him, but I can't quite put my finger just yet. The thoughts and questions continued to whirl around my mind. I had no idea how much I could trust Asagi. So, that's ended chapter 2. We got through 2 chapters. Sweet. Suzuki. I hear they're succeeding completing the first mission. But that didn't allow them to improve their partnership. I wonder why. I bet you after the kiss, he's trying to figure out if he is bi, gay, or straight still. Or he's trying to figure out if you're a girl or not. That's my thing. I think he's figuring out, but he's not telling you. He's not sure. How about the man up and fight with swords face to face? Wait a second. Sir Shintaro? Something awful is about to happen at Himuru Shrine. A serious indicant greeting Asagi. Right? We're on our last part, guys, and we're starting this off with chapter 3. We're going to be ending this off with chapter 3, part 1. The next day, Makoto had me start working at Maiko's salon during the day. The Maiko salon is composed of many facilities. It's a place for social gathering in Nagasaki. I was ready and assuming that Kagura would be the one explaining to me how things worked in Maiko salon, since this was where Kagura worked most of the time. Imported goods are sold here, and there's also the area dedicated to business negotiations where people from other countries can gather. People can enjoy light exotic cuisine in the innermost room. There is also my lord's workshop as well. Makoto's workshop? I found myself puzzled by the unfamiliar words, and I tilted my head to the side. Kagura gave me a nod in response. My lord is an artist by day, and a ninja by night. That makes sense. I guess I am sure there is a lot of things Makoto wouldn't normally be able to do, since he's the eldest son of the Nagasaki Ministry and Hamato himself. He's the head of the Maiko salon and an artist by day. Now I know why everyone calls him master or my lord. Now that I really thought about it, Makoto did have a sort of artistic aura surrounding him. I let Kagura know that I understand everything, and he explained to me so far. After that, Kagura continued by explaining the kind of work I would be doing to the Maiko salon. There were a variety of different jobs that I need to take care of, since there were many facilities here at Maiko salon. For my first task, I ended up stocking shelves that Kagura had taught me. That goes here, and that, don't worry about that for now. What about this? We need a lot of those. Those go here. The Kagura I witnessed yesterday didn't even feel really real anymore. He explained things today in his usual sheepish manner as always. It were as if I had dreamt up the entire scenario with Kagura yesterday. It's hard to believe this is the same person I met yesterday. Kagura looked over at me as if I noticed that I had been blankly staring at him. Is something the matter? No, nothing. I went back to stocking the shelves in panic. It were almost as if I were being told to drop it and forgot about the entire thing. I casually stole a few glances at Kagura while continuing to follow instructions. Maybe Ukyo or somebody could fill me in a little more on the matter. And just like that, Kagura and I began to quietly carry out the rest of our work. It was at that moment, Kagura, go. Makoto appeared from the back and called out our names. We are closing for the day. I was called over to the Dutch trading house for a ceremonial event. Therefore, I need Kagura to come with me. Ko and the others will take care of closing the shop while we are gone. Yes, sir. Ko, will you be okay? I've got the main idea how things work here, so I think I'll be fine. I'll make sure to ask someone if I need any help. I answered with a smile. After giving me a nod, Kagura followed Makoto out of the room to go prepare for their departure. I took a break from the stocking the shelves and started to get everything ready so I could close shop. Just when I was about to close the shop's curtains, I heard someone call out in front behind me. Oh, closing the shop already today? And after I came all this way to do some shopping. Wonder who that was. And we have one more ticket. So never mind. That wasn't our last part. Ooh, I think that's a friend of ours. Turned around to find a lady around the same age as me with a slightly troubled look on her face. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. We ended up having to close the shop early today. Oh, this is the first time I've ever seen you here. Are you a new worker at the Miko Salon? The woman stared hard at me with eyes full of curiosity. So she was close to me that I took a step away from her in surprise. Is she a regular at the Miko Salon? Or something? Anyway, I need to get her away from me, or she probably is going to see through my disguise. I cast my eyes in each and every direction while trying to come up with a plan. Then my eyes met with Ukyo's, who was out patrolling the city. Hey, Ko, Haru, what's up? The master closed the shop early today. It looks like I picked the wrong day to come all this way here. The lady and Ukyo apparently knew each other. I was impressed once again by how many people Ukyo knew in Nagasaki. I'm blown away with how serious he takes his job, as the commissioner. He probably knows a lot about all the people that live here in Nagasaki. Well, of course. If it's a small, if I remember, I think this is a small town area, and it would just be like where I live. Everyone knows everyone, so if you move here, everyone will know that you are not from around here, or you just came here. And say something happens in this town, it'll go around. Everyone in town will basically know within like a day or two. Yeah, stuff like this happens sometimes. Sorry about that, Haru. Oh, yeah, this is Ko. He's new here. Ko Minamoto, nice to meet you. This is Haru. She works at the tea house here in Nagasaki. I'm Haru. Nice to meet you, Ko. It's too bad that the place is closed already today, but I'll make sure to come back another day to shop. I'm really sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. Let's have a chat and get to know each other next time, Ko. See you around. Haru waved her hand in the air as she left. I lowered my head to Haru and saw her off. Later, Haru. When Ukyo called out to Haru, she turned around with a smile and gave us a bow. Makoto closed the shop early today, right? So does that mean you're free now? After Haru faded into the distance, Ukyo turned around and looked at me. I slowly nodded in response. Yeah, I'm pretty much free after I get done cleaning. Perfect. Head on over to Himuro Shrine and hang out with Asagi then. What? I felt puzzled as Ukyo advised me to do so with a carefree smile running across his face. How's Asagi going to help guide and instruct you if you don't know what kind of person he is? You need to take the time to get to know him. Yeah, I guess, but... Okay, that's where we're ending, and I hope you guys like it. As always, we will continue stealing the hearts of all Tomy boys, and make sure you guys do that too. And as always,